Hello, how are you, friends? I'm Hector Perez from Dev School. Today we're going to learn how to implement the ripple effect on any view type element in our graphical interface. If you're wondering what the ripple effect is, well, if you have recently worked with the collection view control, you've probably noticed that when we implement a collection view element like this one we have here, and we press any of these elements, observe this effect that unfolds when I select one of the elements. It's like a shadow that appears as part of our control. Notice that when I select each of them, this appealing effect appears, which is already natively part of our collection view. Well, this is the ripple effect I'm referring to, and we're going to learn how to implement it in a simple and straightforward way. Firstly, if you observe, we have an image here. This is an image type control that we have here. If we press it, we see that absolutely nothing appears, and at the bottom we have a stack layout with an image, a box view, and a label type element. Notice that it doesn't do anything either if I press it individually. I'm going to stop this project. We're going to go to Visual Studio, and to implement this ripple effect, we're going to make use of a nugget package that we have available as part of the Syncfusion suite. We're going to right-click on the solution, manage nugget packages for the solution, and search for a nugget package called syncfusion.xamarin.core, which we already have here. Select the package and proceed to install it across all the projects in our solution. Once installed and terms accepted, we can confirm it has been correctly installed. For configuration, the Android project doesn't require any adjustments. However, for the iOS project, a line needs to be added in our appdelegate.cs file. To do this, open the class, navigate to the finished launching method, and before load application, add the line sfeffectsviewrenderer.init. Okay. Don't forget to import the namespace indicated here, which is syncfusion.xforms.ios.sfeffectsview. With this, the class is ready to utilize the NuGet package in our Xamarin.Forms project. Once the file is closed and the NuGet package configured, we can now use this control on each page where we want to apply this effect. In this instance, we only have a mainpage.xaml page, but the same process would need to be repeated on each page where this effect will be used. The first thing to do is to add the corresponding namespace of this control. In the namespaces, add the namespace called effectsView. This name can be chosen as per your preference, and the definition will be provided by the CLR namespace syncfusion.xforms.fxview. The assembly is equals to syncfusion.core.xforms. Save the changes, and now we have a completely valid namespace. Here is the complete definition. Likewise, all these instructions will be written in the blog post corresponding to this video. Once we add the namespace, we're going to use one of the controls that are part of the namespace to apply the ripple effect. Essentially, we're going to encapsulate our view element within a control called sfeffectsView so that it can acquire this effect. Let's use the image control we have defined here as an example. If you notice, it's a standard image, nothing special. We want to apply the ripple effect to it. To do this, we're going to add an sfeffectsView element. Here it is. And within the definition of these tags, we're going to place our image control. This control has a property called touchdown effects, which are the effects that will be applied once we press the control. We can even combine these different effects that we see here. At this point, we're only interested in the ripple effect, and that's why I'm going to use it here. If we relaunch the application now, notice how, if I press the image, we already have this effect that is occupying all the space that we see here. We're going to change a couple more properties within the sfeffectsView control. These properties are going to be horizontal options set to center and vertical options set to center, so that this effect is only applied to the image element. Alright, notice that we've already applied this effect exclusively to the image control type. If we want to go a step further, we can even modify the color of the ripple effect, this gray color we see here. How can we do that? Well, we're going to use a property called ripple color, which will allow us to specify the color of the effect. Let's set it to white. We save the changes, return to the app, and if we press the image again, notice how the ripple effect is applied only around the image's border. Alright, you see that we've created a type of interaction for the user who presses this image. But we won't stop here. We're going to be able to apply this same effect to more complex layouts like this stack layout we see here. This isn't really a single control, but is composed of 3 elements: an image, a box view, and a label type element. But if we wish to apply this effect to all of this, we can do that too, thanks to this control. We're going to return to the XAML code, and what I'm going to do is look at the definition of my stack layout, where I have the 3 elements. Here's the stack layout. Alright, so let's repeat the steps we did earlier. That is, we're going to define a SFFX view element, and within this control we're going to include the entire stack layout we had previously. Okay, here we have it. Since the parent element is now SFFX view and not the stack layout, we'll remove this grid.raw from here and apply it to the SFFX view control. Okay, and here we specify the location of this element. We're also going to indicate that we want horizontal options set to center, vertical options set to center, and similarly, touchdown effects set to ripple. We save the changes, return to the emulator, and now if I press the stack layout, we have this amazing ripple effect. And it doesn't end there. The great advantage of using this control is that it's not available by default in iOS. In fact, if we run the app in iOS, let's start the simulator. Notice that our collection view doesn't have the same ripple effect as we have in Android. However, if we press the image, you'll see that we do have this ripple effect implemented here in iOS. And the best part is we also have the ripple effect directly applied to our stack layout. With this video, I encourage you to create graphical applications with more and more interactivity for the user. Finally, I invite you to share this video, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so that you're notified when a new Xamarin.Forms video with more tips to improve your Xamarin.Forms based developments is released.